Welcome to Unmaking as Agonism, using participatory design with youth to surface difference in an intergenerational urban context. Let's start by defining the words unmaking and agonism. Unmaking is defined and invoked differently depending on the discipline and context. In this paper, we approach it broadly as the intentional act of undoing, disassembling, or destroying. Now, what about agonism? One of the defining attributes of urban societies is that they are riven with differences when it comes to age, race, language, religion, socioeconomic status, and cultural traditions, among others. Agonism is a theory from political philosophy. It states that since society members are different, their conceptions of the good life are also different. This means that the systems ordering our societies are never really complete, even if they're based on majority vote, because they cannot accommodate all of our needs and priorities. Agonism further states that citizens must be able to engage in continuous contestational struggle for their needs, which in turn requires permanent spaces for conflicts, confrontations, and making these needs visible. Agonism has been taken up in HCI by several researchers and designers, but all of these works are making-centric. Given that designing for agonism often implies or desires the unmaking of certain orders or hegemonies, we ask in this paper, what if we recognize unmaking as a design move for agonism? How can unmaking articulate some of the conflicts that characterize urban populations? And how do other people react to the conflicts arising from unmaking? We shed insights on these questions through the ethnographic account of Civic DIY, or the Civic Design Internship for Youth, a 6-week summer program we organized in 2018 for a group of youth who live and attend the middle school in the vicinity of our campus, which is located on an island. The youth gathered oral histories from the island residents and identified a ubiquitous need for increasing social cohesion among them. Our goal with Civic DIY was to address this through design interventions. During the 6 weeks, we engaged the youth in design thinking exercises, took them to design events on our campus, gathered more site and user data, synthesized the information as a group. We did prototyping, desk crits, and group pinups, and we repeated these cycles a few times, and presented the final youth proposals at the local senior center to get pluralistic feedback on the ideas and perhaps forward them to the island governing body for consideration. The youth proposals started as tech-based artifacts and organically converged on place-based ideas that from their perspective enhance social cohesion on the island. Their final designs included a VR zoo, spa kingdom, BMX park, sightseeing river train, cultural center, floating shopping mall, and destroying the Pinnacle. Now you might be wondering, how is that civic design? There are actually layers of agonism inscribed in how we finally got to these proposals, including the youth recasting what civic means, contesting our adult-centric ways of seeing urban spaces, as well as engaging in conflict, including amongst us the research team, which we detail and reflect on in the paper. But what I would like to focus on here is the last proposal, destroying the Pinnacle. The Pinnacle is an alias for a luxury condominium on the island, which some of the youth proposed destroying without any replacement as part of their design deliverables for Civic DIY. This unmaking proposal, which took everyone in the program by surprise, did the work of agonism in multiple ways. As a research team, it put us in conflict with the youth. It made us keep asking them, where is your design? Why do you want to destroy the Pinnacle? Is this appropriate? Can you give us a real design? It made us consider, with many of our colleagues, several existential questions around design. Is this design? What makes something design? Why is design making-centric? At the Senior Center, it generated the most conflict, with the youth and older adults passionately discussing and disagreeing about the blunt loss that a proposal like this will bring, as well as the youth audacity to even suggest it. In post-Civic DIY interviews and focus groups with the youth, we were finally able to grasp the reason behind the proposal. The youth hated the Pinnacle's really exclusive and rich vibes, which foregrounded the financial burden many felt due to increasing gentrification on the island, and many of the youth friends and classmates disappearing from their school as their families moved elsewhere. So the youth were using this proposal as a tool to radically contest increasing social disparity in their community through design. The agonistic potential of this unmaking is perhaps best revealed when it's compared with other Civic DIY proposals, such as this Spa Kingdom and the others like it, which entailed unmaking what existed on their sites, but were not as conflictual, be it during the program or during the final presentations. Perhaps because they foregrounded what's to be gained and concealed what is to be lost. On the other hand, agonism does seek to highlight and support those who lost and what is lost. Further, destroying the Pinnacle as a solution to social disparity from the youth perspective did not promise a happily ever after. And agonism indeed admits there's no happily ever after, which is unlike the VR Zoo proposal, which everyone loved because it promised them a context where everyone could get what they wanted through the infinite possibilities of virtual reality. Ultimately, destroying the Pinnacle made visible some of the unmaking approaches that are inscribed in how we design, the valence in each approach, and how much loss they require or conceal. This visibilization is at the heart of agonism. To recap, Unmaking in this project articulated social inequality on the island. It raised discussions and passionate disagreements in ways that the other proposals did not, and it showed that not all problems can have a satisfy all solution. Now, that doesn't mean Unmaking is a global solution, and we speak in the paper about some of the accompanying complications, so please refer to that and engage with us about Unmaking in HCI through this paper, through the CHI workshop that we are organizing in April, as well as through this hashtag. Thank you so much.